Hi everyone, this is Balazs from RacingBrick. We continue reviews of the August 2026 LEGO Technic sets with the 42235 Ferrari 488 Pista. It seems the sports cars of the car transporter gang have found a new collaboration partner because this set is connected to Forza Horizon 6 and comes with a special LEGO themed livery for the car in the game. The back of the box shows the model from another angle, highlights the main functions, includes a picture of the real Ferrari, and also shows the in-game livery. Let's open the box. The set has 882 pieces, the price is €65 or dollars, and it will be available from the 1st of August. For local prices and pre-order options, please check the link below. Inside we get 6 numbered bags, an unnumbered bag containing the tires, the manual, a relatively small sticker sheet, and a single-page leaflet about the Forza Horizon 6 collaboration. I originally wanted to show you the redemption code so the quickest viewer could grab it, but there is actually no code here. I'm slightly confused by this. Apparently, the LEGO livery is available to everyone in the game, and purchasing the physical set does not unlock anything extra. I don't have the game myself, so please confirm in the comments whether that is correct. Here's the part list of the set, now let's start building. The construction begins with the chassis and the small V8 engine. The differential is now installed, and we also add some of the components for the hand-of-God steering system. I know this is not the completely monochromatic internal structure that some of you would like to see, but it does feel slightly less chaotic than usual. The white connectors and axle pins work quite nicely together, so the color coding feels more harmonious. Now we apply the first sticker. Unfortunately, this is the good old super white sticker material that makes the surrounding white plastic look slightly faded. It is not the transparent sticker used on the recent BMW Speed Champions set, which blended much more naturally with the elements underneath. This assembly has to be rotated into position, and there is also a clever little solution to hold the small panel fairing at a very specific angle. This strangely positioned assembly provides support on the opposite side. We have also added the steering wheel and both seats. The front axle is now installed. It uses the recently introduced 3.5 module long dark blue axle with stop. Lots of small panel fairings are added around the model, together with a few system elements that provide additional surface details. This connector is new in dark blue. It is just a shame that the axle holding the hand-of-God steering knob is not using the matching dark blue version. We use 4 of those new ones immediately in the following step. Another system-based assembly adds more detail to the front of the car. Here's an interesting design choice. For some reason, 3 of these red toilet paper roll pieces are used in the middle instead of a single 3-module white panel fairing. Why? I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps the designer thought the 3 separate pieces would make the positioning of the sticker easier. As a fun comparison, the Ferrari Daytona SP3 included a similar piece with a printed Ferrari badge, but that logo would have been far too large for a car at this scale. The door assembly is surprisingly complex. It uses several different angles and looks very good once completed. There is one detail I could not understand, however, this green piece. It does not appear to serve any structural or functional purpose. At first, I thought we might be building a small Italian flag Easter egg, but there is no white element next to it, so it remains a mystery. Speaking of colors, some pieces have noticeably different shades compared with the surrounding red panels. These connector hubs are usually slightly darker than other Technic elements in the same color. My assumption is that they use a different plastic compound, but even the connector pieces do not match each other perfectly. The corner connector is darker than the version with a single axle, and the connector with the pin also has another slightly different shade. When all these variations are placed next to each other, the result does not look particularly good. On a more positive note, I really enjoy seeing Technic and System assemblies integrated this seamlessly. After adding a few more pieces, this entire structure becomes the hood. There are lots of stickers at the rear. Some are applied to red panels and others to black ones, so it is quite easy to mix them up. We also get some tricky little connections to secure the panels in position, together with brick-built rear lights. This is a surprisingly complicated section of the build. Interestingly, the central assembly is currently held in place only by the surrounding pieces. At the end of the sequence, everything is finally locked together using these 2 cross axles. This piece is new in red. Until now, it had only been available in light bluish grey. This curved wheel arch element also appears to be brand new, while the matching panel fairing already appeared in bright green in Rexy. We add flex axles, stickered headlights. Don't worry, these pieces are currently only covering the gaps. The surrounding panels are not fully secured yet. The last stickered assemblies are installed here, and the front fenders are also logged into their finished positions. We get different sized wheels at the front and rear, and with those installed, the car is complete. So here is the finished Ferrari, and I think it looks pretty good. There are plenty of details all around the model and quite a lot to take in. I like the complex shaping at the front and the brick-built central stripes. Yes, the headlights are stickers and they sit much higher than they should on the real car, but they are still recognizable. The front wheel arches are mostly symbolic, but then we get a surprisingly complex door shape, the large air intake behind it, a massive bulge above the rear wheels, and a generally convincing rear end. There are plenty of sticker details at the back as well, but at least the lights are brick-built. From a functional perspective, we get the usual features of this scale. The hood and engine cover can be opened. The small V8 engine is driven by the rear wheels through the differential. Both doors open, and the steering can be controlled using this knob. It can be removed for display, by the way, and I'm fairly sure this small section here was designed specifically to hold it when it is not being used. That is a very respectable attention to detail from the designer. The proportions are naturally limited by the scale and the available technical elements, but I think this is one of the better looking members of the car transporter gang. If we place last year's Ferrari FXX K next to it, there are clearly a few similarities, but the two cars are different enough to have their own personalities. Somehow, Ferraris seem to work quite well at this scale, unlike certain Fast and Furious cars. I especially like the way system elements are used to fill gaps and create surfaces that would be difficult to achieve using Technic pieces alone. We already saw a similar approach on last year's Ferrari, and I hope the combination of Technic and system building continues to evolve. For smaller cars like this, I think it is a very promising direction. I also noticed that members of the Blue Pin Haters Club will have very little to complain about here. I think this one is the most visible blue pin, but even that can be hidden with a few extra parts and a little trick. For me, the next major evolutionary step for this category should be wheel customization. These old school Technic rims have been around forever. In a few rare situations, especially when they are produced in a color that matches the car, they can work reasonably well. Most of the time, however, they look completely out of place. We either need proper wheel covers or customized rims, similar to what LEGO has introduced for recent Speed Champions sets. Wheel covers could also hide the different cross axles visible at the front and rear. I'm not a fan of these half bushes sticking out of the wheels either. All in all, this car provided an enjoyable build with several clever building solutions, and the finished model looks good within the limitations of this size category. Now you only have to wait for a decent price reduction before buying it. Let me know, folks, what you think about this one. The build, the look, the parts, let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.